Now, in spectacles is at Wolverhampton's Grand Theatre from the 4th through to the 8th of March. J.B. Priestley's classic thriller returning to the stage. More than 5 million people have seen this in a theatre worldwide. We're expecting nearly that many at the Grand. Jackie Morrison is here to tell us about her role in it. How are you doing?
I'm very well. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. So, I mean, this is an absolutely massive production, an awesome story, and one which is still studied in the national curriculum to this date.
I know it is, which is fantastic. My son did it only a year and a half ago, so he got to see the previous tour.
Hmm.
Um, and yeah, I mean, it's great for the play that it's on the curriculum because we get huge audiences, but we don't just get schools, obviously, but it's packed out wherever we go.
And say this is one of those must-see shows, and I haven't seen it yet. So this for me, this is
Oh,
absolutely essential viewing. I'm looking forward to being there opening night.
do you know the play?
I don't know enough about now because
Oh.
when I was at school, we read a Kestrel for Knave, and that was about it. So
Well, I'm so pleased that you don't really know it because the way that it's been directed and designed, it's a spectacle. It's so impressive and it takes you on this huge journey of a sort of thriller. It's almost like a thriller, a psychological thriller. That's what I would call it, with twists and turns. And it's great if you've never read it or never seen it because it'll just unfold in front of you.
and this is what I'm looking forward to. And now I'm sure there'll be many people who will have seen this before and be looking to come back. Because even if you have seen it before, there is detail. And the fact that this is a different production
Mhm.
to what you may be seen before as well, over what, decades,
Yes.
this is an opportunity to live this in a new light.
Yes, I mean it originated at the National. The Stephen Daldry directed it, and since then, it's been taken on. Peter Wilson took it on and took it to the Garrick in London. Then it's toured like every couple of years since then, and the blueprint of the play and the set is the same, but obviously the actors change. So with that comes you give your own little nuances to the performance of the character. But it's such a thrill to be in. It's such a well-written play. G.B. Priestley really knew what he was doing, and it's a treat. It's a treat to play Mrs. Birling, who is awful. But she thinks she, knows everything. She's impervious, I would say, and self-righteous, and won't has sort of no empathy for people. Do you know who I base her on, actually? Well, not all of it, but some of her on Margaret Thatcher.
When you were describing, I thinking that there's the Thatcher-esque feel to this one as well, and the
Yes,
display that she put on for the public. So yeah, it's
yes,
almost as if it gives you that sort of lack of vulnerability. You
yes.
can't be tarnished.
No, no, there is no vulnerability there at all. And but so what happens is the opening of the play, the Birlings, which is the family, are celebrating the engagement of their daughter to Gerald Croft. And he's kind of step up the ladder for the Birlings. And so they're very pleased with themselves, sitting around, drinking port, laughing. And then suddenly a mysterious inspector turns up on the door and
Hmm.
wants to interrogate each one of them about a girl. Well, I won't tell you anymore. If no one sees this, I don't want to tell you anymore. But
It's a difficult one, I suppose. I mean, we know that there's a death. We know that
yes,
Inspector Gould has turned up at this dinner party, and
yes.
I mean, how does the dinner party work? I mean, that's going to be an interesting one because that's something. It's an interesting way of representing on stage, isn't it? So that's no spoilers there. If we talk about what canapes you have.
Well, do you know what? We sit in the house and I'm like, what shall we pretend that we're having today? And I go, I wonder if they would have had like, I don't know. Sometimes we try to make up ideas. You don't see us eating. Do you know what? I'm not even going to say because the set is such a spectacular design that if I say anything, it'll give it away.
Okay, this is an interesting tease. I'm enjoying this completely. This
Yes.
is really good. So tell us about the rest of the team you're working with on this
Uh-huh.
amazing piece.
I mean, we really are, I would say, a happy crew. There's a troop of strolling players, and we're moving week to week from different venues, which we have been doing since August. Actually, in August, we were at the Alexandra Palace in London for 4 weeks, which was fantastic. But cast and crew, everyone we're really lucky where everyone is, it's a grueling schedule and everyone
Hmm.
gets on really well. And I know that people go, oh, but they re they really do. And on Friday, we do two shows a day apart from a Friday. And so Friday, we sort of try to get together. So the other week in Hull, we went to Laser Station and had a laser battle. And we've done sort of various things like that when we were in.
That'd be fun to do in costume, wouldn't it?
Ah, yes. I don't think I would be able to get around. My costume's massive and my wig, it would get tilted. But we've been to Alton Towers. We're in Blackpool this week, so we might go to the tower and have do a tea dance on a Friday.
Oh, this is part of enjoying the life on the road, and I'm sure we can offer you some amazing things to do in Wolverhampton when you're here.
Yes.
We'll
Yeah.
we'll have to see where you end up. But yeah, if you could wear the wig to one of the events as well, just for a bit of publicity, that'd be brilliant.
Yeah. Well, I don't know how pleased the wig master would be about that, but yeah, I mean, I'll give anything a go. Laser station with a Mrs. Birling's wig on would be quite funny.
I like the idea of that. But I mean, just could make you a larger target though, which is the problem. But
I was hopeless. I thought I was good, but no, totally average.
well, as I say, you have fun doing that sort of thing. You will absolutely love being part of the show. Still, I know that much, and
Yeah.
exploring the characters and the way in which they are interacting at this party. Again, this is something. It sort of drags you into a world you don't often see because when we go to a party, we're very often putting on a front and a show, but
Yes.
you're never sure in this production though who's front and who is hiding something more sinister.
Yes. Well, they all have secrets to hide. And I think the interesting thing is that they just brush it off. They're not even aware of their responsibility and to others. And the inspector's coming along to talk about this girl, and they each have done something to her which has led to this girl's death. And some of them, the younger ones, I would say, the younger characters in it, the children are more, oh my gosh, maybe we do have something to do with it. But Mr. and Mrs. Birling, they're too far gone. They're just fat cats sitting in their house, so pleased with themselves, and absolutely refuse to believe that they are responsible for anyone other than themselves. But the
Absolutely.
family, in Act Three, you really sort of see a crumbling of the family. The inspector leaves, and you see this mess that they're left in, and they're having to look at each other for the first time as the people they really are.
Mhm.
And some do, and some can't. And yeah, it's really fantastic play.
Well, who will develop a conscience? Who won't? How will it
Mm,
work? And who will be involved to the point at which they take responsibility for what's happened? Or will they continue to try and deny it? You can find
yes,
out with an inspector's calls at the Grand. Interestingly, an hour and 50 minutes with no interval. That's an unusual way of seeing a play these days.
yes. It's less than that actually. We always go. It's round about 1 hour 43, and it
Okay.
flies by.
It's going to be amazing for those who have not seen before, me included, and for those who are revisiting it in the format that it's in now. As you say, you open on Tuesday, the 4th of March. That one is at 7:30. Then
Mhm.
Wednesday, Thursday, you've got the 2:30 and the 7:30 performances. Then on Friday, it's your doing stuff day, and you'll
Friday,
be there.
Sunday.
Yeah, and you'll be there for the evening performance then, and then Saturday once again a 2:30 and a 7:30 performance. All of these are now limited availability, so you need to get
Yes.
in there quick. Grandtheatre.co.uk to get your tickets, or call the box office on 01902 429212 and get yourself involved in a dinner party when an inspector calls at the Grand. Well, Jackie Morrison, have a brilliant time out on the road. Break a
Thank you.
leg. Don't injure yourself laser questing or whatever it is you
No,
do in Wolverhampton. And we look forward to seeing you on stage from the 4th of March.
lovely. Thank you very much.